Okay, today we are going to make fabulous waffles. Now this will be part of the lab that you make the omelets. Half of you will be making omelets and half of you will be making waffles, and then the next day you switch. Alright, so we're going to get started. The first thing you need to do is get your waffle iron plugged in so it can start getting hot. So this is plugged in. I'm going to close it. Now the way this works is you can cook waffles anywhere from 1 to 6. 1 is the lightest, 6 is the darkest. So I'm just going to kind of move it to 3, and that'll be the medium. Now you know that it's done heating up when the green light comes on, and some of them will also make a beep or an audible sound. So we'll let that start warming up. Alright, so some prep work that must be done ahead of time. You have to melt your butter, so the butter is already melted. Alright, and we need to separate our 4 eggs. Now the reason I'm going to show you all 4 of these is students do this wrong so many times it drives me crazy. Alright, we need the egg whites. We have to beat the egg whites into a foam. So you have to keep the yolks and the whites. And there cannot be 1 speck of yolk in that egg white or you have to start over. So we're going to start, and this is my garbage bowl right here. Alright, so I'm going to go here and start putting the egg white in there. Now, the way I was taught to separate eggs was just to put them in your hand, and I just washed my hands, and let the egg whites run through. You can also use an egg separator, but it's pretty hard to break this yolk when you do it that way. So now we have 1 good yolk, and we have a perfect egg white with a little piece of shell in there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put my egg white in here because that one's perfect. All right, and now I'm going to do another one. So the advantage of this is if I just keep all my egg whites in this little custard cup here and I break this yolk, then I have to throw both egg whites away and start over. And so it's a waste of eggs, it's a waste of everything. So there's our second egg yolk and our second perfect egg white. So this way you're not wasting money or anything else. Alright, now sometimes if you remember in Pastry Chef you needed like a dozen egg whites or something for the angel food cake. You don't want to break that 12th egg yolk and have to throw away all those egg whites. So this keeps the whole system working and efficient. Whoops. There we go. So we have 4 egg yolks. We have 4 perfect egg whites, and I'm going to go wash my hands. So we are back, and now everything is pre-measured, which you did on your prep day. So the first thing it says is to combine our flour, and if you notice, I'm doing this in just a generic type of mixing bowl, not in a mix master bowl, and you will see why in just a minute. But there's our 2 cups of flour, and this is our baking powder and our salt already combined. I'm going to go ahead and throw those in there. And then we're supposed to add our egg yolk. I'm going to go ahead and whisk this together just a little bit. Then we're going to add our egg yolks, our milk, and our butter. Okay. And we're going to mix this together. So you'll want to make sure you break all of those egg yolks. Waffles are really quick to make. They do have to, you do have to beat the egg whites, which is a little bit tedious. They're not quite as quick as pancakes, but not, there's another egg yolk, but pretty close. So we'll be back in just a minute when this is all. We're back, and you can see this is all mixed together. So we're going to leave it here because now we have to move to this area. And we are going to beat these egg whites until they're stiff peaks. So I'm going to raise the bowl, and you can beat these on high speed. Not take very long. So that's the frothy stage when it kind of looks like bubble bath. And we will be back in just a minute to show. Okay, we're going to do a status check here. You can see it's real frothy. To see if it's stiff peaks, you put the mixer down in there and pull up, and these peaks should stand up. And if you see, they're falling over. So we just have another minute or 2. It'll go very quick, but it's very, very close to being done. So we'll take a look at this. And you can see the peaks are standing up now, right there. It's standing up. So this is done. So now it's important that you read your recipe. You're going to divide this into thirds. So I'm just going to kind of draw lines here for my thirds. All right, the first third you're going to scoop out. Okay, and this is going to get whisked in. So you still use your wire whisk. Okay. Now the egg whites, the purpose of beating them are going to add air to your waffles and make them nice and fluffy. Okay, so that's all mixed in. So now we are done with the wire whip. Okay. All right, now the second third, all right, which is half of what's left, you're going to fold in. So it goes across, and now you're using a rubber scraper. And you just keep folding gently. You don't want to break all the air bubbles until it's fairly well incorporated. You might see some small streaks of white. That's okay. All right, and now we're going to add the rest of our egg whites. And these also get folded in. So in review, you divide your egg white foam into thirds. The first third is whisked, the second third is folded, and the final third is folded. Okay. Now I see that the green light has come on the waffle maker, so that means our waffle maker is ready to go. Okay. There we go. Looks great. So, for this waffle maker, 2 cups will fill the waffle maker. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this with approximately 2 cups, get as close as I can. Okay. And I'm going to come over here. Now, the waffle maker is very similar to the cake pop maker in that it has to be greased, and then in between each batch of waffles you want to have a wet towel to kind of wipe it down. So you may spray this, or you may use butter, and again I have peeled back the wax paper off the stick. If you forget to grease this, you will be an archaeologist trying to get your waffles out of here. Alright, I want to grab a rubber scraper real quick. Alright, so you're going to pour this in the middle. And then spread it around. Now, after you put the lid down, the trick to knowing when your waffles are done is there's no more steam coming out. So I think 2 cups might have been just a smidge too much, but that's what the instruction manual said, so that's what we did. But we'll see. So you close this, okay, and you can see steam is already starting. It might be kind of hard to see on the video, but it is steaming. So we're going to give that a few minutes to cook, and we're back. And as these are cooking, you will definitely see the steam coming out. So it's about done. So I'm going to open this up. And as you see, 2 cups was just about perfect. So we should just stay with 2 cups. And again, you can lift this out using a rubber spatula or a pancake turner or a straight edge spatula. And actually I'm going to put this right on the table, which I just cleaned. And I'm going to turn this off. Now while that's cooling, just a smidge, you can be sure you're going to wipe this out with a wet cloth. This is not a super deep clean. This is just a quick wipe in between each batch so that that butter in there doesn't burn so deep that it ruins the waffle maker. Alright? So you'll do a real quick. So I'm going to come over here. Now for presentation, you can break off this little bit here. Okay? Okay, so these just break right in half. Okay. So you could arrange these however you want, or a lot of restaurants just stack them kind of up like that, or offset, depending on the size. All right, and you could garnish these with syrup and a dollop of butter using a portion scoop, or strawberry sauce with whipped cream, however you choose. Enjoy your breakfast.